I just got stopped by a big group of kids, and they were all just like, oh, hey man, what kind of scooter is that? Blah, blah, blah. And so I was telling them, I was like, yeah, it's the NIU. When I was growing up in the early 2000s, all the kids who had the electric Razor scooters were so cool, and those were the most fun things. You always want to hang out with the kids that have the electric Razor scooters because you guys could just ride them around. But this would absolutely, obviously, just destroy one of those Razor scooters. Hey everybody, I'm Ethan, and today we're going to be checking out the NIU KQi2 electric scooter. NIU is a pretty established brand when it comes to electric scooters, but more so the moped kind, as they have a pretty extensive lineup. However, their kick scooters like this are fairly new to the market. The KQi2 is a fairly reasonable starting price of $599 US. So is the NIU KQi2 a worthy commuting scooter with so much competition in the market? We're going to find out next on Now Let's Review. Before I really get into the stats, I guess, it looks really good. These are really well-designed scooters. They look great, they feel great. The build quality is really, really nice. Like, these rubber grips are great. The deck feels solid. Everything about it feels solid. So this has a 48 volt, 365 watt hour lithium ion battery, gives it a claimed range of around 25 miles and a top speed of about 17 miles an hour. The battery charges in 7 hours, which is kind of a long time, but I mean, if you're commuting to work with this, you can plug it in all day and then have a full battery, so that's good. So interestingly enough, this scooter does not have disc brakes. It has a drum brake right in there. You can kind of see it. Now, I don't know why they went with a drum brake, because they're more complicated and they're much harder to maintain. So I don't know why they didn't just go with the disc brake, but whatever, the braking works, the scooter stops. It also has regen braking from the motor, which is right here, and this is a 300 watt motor with a maximum output of 600 watts. Going down the hill, just kind of, we're coasting. When we get to the bottom, we'll test the brakes, and I'll just go full brakes. Okay, from the top speed, brakes, now. Pretty good. They're a little bit out of adjustment, and that's on me, that's not on the scooter itself, but even with them being a little out of adjustment, they're still pretty good. So the regen brakes on this are interesting, because if you really gently squeeze on the brakes, you can get the regen brakes to kick in a little bit. It's still kind of abrupt, but it's somewhat smooth, I guess. I don't know. But if you get past that threshold, the regen brakes just kick on so strong, which is good. It's good that the regen brakes are that strong and that they can basically bring this whole scooter to a stop without having to use the actual brakes. It's kind of annoying that the engagement is so jerky. The vast majority of my stopping power is coming just from the regen brakes. All right, let's see about this acceleration. Not super fast. All right, yeah, the acceleration is not super quick. Again though, this is a commuter. This isn't meant to be a performance scooter. This is just to get you around, and for that, the acceleration is fine. It is a little lackluster, even for that. Like, it would be nice if it had a little more punch to kind of get you across an intersection quicker. But considering, again, that it's not a performance scooter, it has an okay amount of pull. Okay, so here's the steep hill. Let's see how it does. So it's doing well. Oh, now it's starting to slow down, but the hill is getting steeper. But it's still going. It's still cruising right along. So you can change between e-save and this, which is sport. The screen's pretty hard to see on camera, but it's pretty easy to read just in person. It is a little bit difficult to see in bright light, direct sunlight. Luckily right now it's a little bit overcast, so it's easy to see, but yeah, in direct sunlight it is hard to see. Double press the button, turns on the headlight. These headlights are fantastic. They are very, very bright. It is the middle of the day, it's super bright out, but I mean, you can see it's casting a good amount of light on my hand. Brake light lights up when you squeeze the brakes. Good stuff. One thing I do like about this headlight is that it's always on. At least the outer ring part is always on. When you turn the headlight on, the middle part lights up, but I mean, this part is always lit up, so I like that. It's good. Got a bell. Thumb throttle is really nice, got a good amount of travel. Feels nice, it's got a rubberized bit right here, I like that. It rides really nicely, it does. It rides super nicely. It's pretty quiet, there is a bit of motor noise, but I mean, not much. The deck is a little bit narrow. I wish it was a little bit wider, but other than that, it's a comfortable ride overall. The top speed is a little bit slow, I have to say. I wish it had a little bit more in it because it is so stable. It's a big, heavy, stable scooter, so I don't feel like it's going faster than it's capable of. There is no suspension, and because of that, you're obviously gonna be limited in just how smooth the ride can be, but even so, it is still smooth going over bumps and stuff. No rattling or shaking or any noises that concern me in the slightest. This does feel really solid. Does it wheelie? Kind of. That was a pretty good one. These scooters do fold down and it's really easy to do. Undo this latch here, fold it all the way down, clicks into place. There you go. This is kind of a heavy scooter. It weighs 40.5 pounds, so not the lightest by any means, but I mean, it's also not too bad. Has a maximum rider weight of 220 pounds, so should accommodate a pretty good variety of people. Unfolding it really easy, kind of hard to see, but you press this latch right here, opens it up, and then you just unfold it and clamp this shut again. Super easy to do. Now, something that I have to mention about both these scooters, the KQi3 and the KQi2, is that when we got them, they came out of the box limited to the eco or the save mode thing. That limits it to like 9 miles an hour, and there's no way to change the mode and get out of that 9 mile an hour speed limit unless you download the NIU app, register for it, make an account, connect to the scooter, register the scooter, watch a tutorial video, then you have to ride a certain amount of distance. I think it's like a couple kilometers or something in the safe mode, the slow mode, and then it will allow you to go to the faster mode. I understand to a certain extent what they're trying to do. They're trying to do like some kind of safety measure so that people just don't get on and hurt themselves immediately. But like, seriously, just like make the scooter able to go as fast as it can go right out of the box. I hate when you have to use an app to do something like that. Using an app with these scooters should be an option. It should be something you can elect to do if you so choose. So the app has some pretty cool features actually. It has like ride tracking. You can see how far you've gone, to your current speed, your current battery percentage. You can see the lean angle of the scooter. It'll actually tell you how far over the scooter is leaned, which is interesting. I don't really know when you use that, but it's just cool to have. You can unlock and lock the scooter remotely. So it's got some cool features if you're interested in that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna go too in depth, although I've basically covered everything. If you wanna see the full detailed specs, I'll put up a screenshot of that so you can pause the video and check that out if you care about that stuff. So overall, I think the NIU KQi2 is a very nice commuting scooter. Again, the starting price of $599 US is pretty reasonable considering the quality you get with this scooter. Again, this scooter has a claimed range of 25 miles, and when I tested it, I got around 23 miles before it started to get very low. Again, 23 miles is obviously pretty close to the claimed range, and I was going mostly full throttle and going up and down a lot of hills. I bet you could get 25 miles out of the scooter if you rode it slower than I did and on some pretty flat terrain. Now, there is a fair bit of competition in this price range, but I think this is one of the nicer scooters that I've tested so far when it comes to around the $600 price range. If you decide to buy this scooter over any of the other options on the market, I think you will be happy with your purchase because this is a very high quality scooter. Now, if you decide that the KQi2 is the scooter that you want, head on over to the link below. It's our affiliate link to purchase the scooter. It'll help us out a little bit as well. And real quick, before we wrap up, I just want to give a shout out to Lumos Helmets. We've been partnering with them for going on a year now, I think, and you guys know the deal. They make these amazing helmets, really cool. This is the Lumos Street. You can get it in white, you can get it in black, and a couple other colors. Has this headlight right here. It's got this flashing tail light, which is also directional, as is the headlight. Got MIPS in this one for added safety. Again, let your head twist inside the helmet. Added safety measure, and we really like these helmets. This one actually has a decent amount of scuffs and wear on it because it's worn all the time. It's not just a set piece. We actually use these helmets basically every time we go out for a bike ride. So if you want to pick one up for yourself, head on over to lumoshelmet.co. Use code NOWYOUKNOWLUMOS when you're checking out to get a discount. All right, well that about wraps it up for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video or you found it helpful, please give it a like. I know it's tacky and it's kind of annoying, but it really does help out the channel. It helps the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you want to see more review videos of electric scooters and electric bikes, skateboards, motorcycles, all kinds of cool stuff, hit the subscribe button. We have so much content on the way. We've got a lot of stuff we've already made. You can check those out too, but there's plenty of exciting new videos in the works. We will see you next time. Now let's review.